Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Nikki here, and today it's time for part 9 of my series 30 ways to decorate a junk journal, and you can follow the hashtag JJJ30. That's also the title of my playlist in case you've missed any of the previous episodes. So today it's time to use another freebie, and this glorious little mini kit is a freebie from Shabby Art Boutique. If you're into shabby chic or things very pretty, you just cannot go past her delightful kits. And if you go to her website, I'll pop the link down below, and sign up for her newsletter, every month she has some delightful freebies. This is last month's, and seeing it's now spring here in Australia, I thought it was the perfect one to use. The other thing we'll be using is a coffee dyed envelope. It doesn't have to be coffee dyed, but seeing I had a whole batch of them that I did a little while ago, I thought I might as well use one. So this little kit has some really pretty little pieces. I think it should look very cute in this journal I am making. And I have a little bit of fussy cutting to do. And when that's done, we're going to use an envelope to create a 4-tuck arrangement that you stick into or onto a journal page. So I better go do some fussy cutting, and when I come back, we'll put this together. It's quick, it's easy, it's fun. See you shortly. So it's the next day, fussy cutting is complete, and now it's time to do some gluing and create a pocket. Now, this envelope is too wide for my little journal that I made for this exercise, so I'm just trimming it down to size. I'm not going to reseal where I chopped the bottom off because we'll be creating a hidden tuck spot there. So what I just showed there was a piece of paper. It was an old piece of wrapping paper that I had sprayed some shimmer paint on in blue and green. I'm just gluing this down the middle for a little bit of contrast, a little bit of interest, just because I do. Then the first piece I'm using is this gorgeous image of a lady with her bunny rabbit, and I did do a little bit of inking around the edges because it was sort of such pale colours. I did ink a couple of these pieces, but not all of them. I'm not a big fan of everything having to be inked, but you, of course, are more than welcome to do that if you like. It's just a little bit of vintage photo on there. Then I'm propping down that little spring flag. Thought that was a good addition for sort of, this is the main cover, so to speak, of our pocket. Then I have another strip of paper I'm popping down. I thought we might just put a little bit of decoration on the flap because you will see that when this is glued in. And of course we just have to trim off the excess pieces. No point decorating the underside of this envelope because you sort of won't really see it. You could do the main underside, but really I don't see that there's much point. Now, I've grabbed a tiny little flower stamp here, a little bit of gold ink, and I thought I might just pop a few gold flowers down as highlights. Oops, and of course, yes, they love to pop off. So the only way to sort of solve that is sometimes to lick it a little bit, and that helps the stamp to stay in place. I'm just randomly popping these down on the flap here, just for fun. They don't have to be perfect. And one more, I decided I like things in threes. Then I grabbed these two little, they're almost like little buttons. One of them has a yellow flower, the other one has some little bluebirds. Wasn't sure where else to put those, so seeing I'd cut them out, I thought, we'll just pop them on this flap here. Then we need to let all that ink dry, so we'll just push that to the side. Now we're going to make a few pieces to actually fill this pocket with. This is just a little piece of pink cardstock that I backed onto some coffee dyed paper, and that little strip of green that I'm about to stick down, was simply from a magazine. So again, a very great way to decorate like this, because it doesn't matter what's printed on the other side. And the beauty of using magazine paper is it's not so thick, so it's less bulky than using cardstock and things like that. Then I have this very cute little nest. We definitely have to include that in this project. Then next is the bee. And finally, we're going to pop down a little butterfly. Again, love working in threes, and I thought those three worked really well together. Then we have two little journaling cards. For the bases, I've just used a masterboard that I had, little scraps that I had in my stash. Same thing again, using the green paper, which was from a magazine page. And then this cute little heart. And you'll see, I could have taken this to the sewing machine and sewn around the heart. But then look, not everyone has a sewing machine. So if you don't, to add some more contrast and to make it look more sewing related, because there is a fine sort of, you can see a line drawn on this heart, but it's quite faint. You just grab a black pen and a nice fine one and just draw on some stitches. So then it looks as though it's been stitched, but you don't have to drag your machine out. And you'll see when these are done and when I put it all together why I've gone with a sewing theme for these two little journal cards. Now the other one, this is a button. I've actually cut out the holes and I'm just, actually no, I realised I had it right the first time. Now, this was a little scrap of ribbon, so it may be a little bit hard for me to tie a bow, but I am going to try. And again, going with the sort of sewing theme, so I thought, let's just add a little bit of a bow. I realised if I'd tied it up the other way round, I would have had the little dangly bits in the right direction, but look, it doesn't honestly matter. So again, that's just on a piece of board. Now, you know, sometimes we have journaling cards and we don't really like the sentiment or whatever. You can use a journaling card and just cover up the bits you don't like. So this pale green coloured journaling card, I don't care for, but the gorgeous mouse is very cute. It has been lightly inked and it just was a perfect fit to cover up the words. So it's a great way of recycling journaling cards that you just may never use. Cover up the bits you don't like, but use the backgrounds, because obviously, you know, they make great quality tags and things because they're quite firm. And I've just stapled on a little piece of ribbon, and this is the tag that was in the kit. I've decided just to leave it as it is. So now we go to the journal page where I plan to stick this down. And you can see on the left-hand side, I did a sewing themed page. Now, what I'm doing here is just running some glue right up next to the edge on the main part of the envelope, and then just down the middle of the fold over flap. And what we're going to do is stick this into our journal, just trying to sort of line it up. If it's not perfect, it doesn't matter. But then just press it down. That will attach it to the page. It will give you a flap. It'll give you a hidden tuck spot. And then two little flaps to tuck things in on the other side. Of course, if you have a more traditional shaped envelope with the V thing, you'll have a V-shaped two little tuck spots. There's my journal card, perfect fit for a hidden journaling spot. And then these two cuties can just get tucked in the back. And there we go. Very simple, very pretty. Love how it turned out. And we've got 4 places for supplies. Thanks for watching.